What's going on, everybody? I'm Blitz5, and yesterday we received the patch notes for PUBG Season 5 in Update 5.1. This update will be going to the live servers on October 23rd and will be on console 1 week later on the 29th. Currently, the update is playable on the test servers, and after playing for a few hours, I was able to collect enough footage to show off the new features in-game. First and foremost, Miramar did receive an update, but it did not get remastered. PUBG is specifically calling this Miramar Refreshed. And while there weren't any major changes to the map, they did do some fall cleaning and remove some small objects and trash in and around the buildings to reduce clutter and make movement easier when looting. But before I get into the update, when you log into the game, there is now a new dynamic lobby screen with vehicles occasionally driving by in the background. You'll eventually notice a golden Murado, which is part of the new changes. A golden Murado has been added to the garage in Hacienda, which is currently making this drop even hotter than ever. Only one golden Murado spawns per game, and watch out, if you attach the new Murado skin, this will overlap the gold, which is consistent with the game, but in my opinion, because this is such a special version, I feel like this one should be unchangeable. Speaking of vehicles, a racetrack has been added to Miramar, officially named A la Muerte Vamos, which translates to Death We Go in English. When moving around the map, you will now see signs advertising the track name, as well as newly added objects like ramps, loops, and jumps. Personally, this is one of my favorite updates because every time I'm presented the opportunity, you know I have to send it. We're doing it! Oh! Unfortunately, something I noticed after doing the jump was that hay bales are still indestructible, unlike Erangel, so watch out while you're driving around. Now on to the big news. Miramar finally received a loot increase, with snipers and DMRs receiving the biggest buff. The Winchester also received a major improvement and now features a permanent scope that cannot be detached and has a 2.7 times magnification, similar setup to the VSS. The Winchester has very little bullet drop at 300 meters, making this a perfect range for the scope. During my basic test on the server, at 400 meters, the bullet drop is about a head's length or one metal target. There are new functioning vending machines that have been added around the map and actually dispense energy drinks and painkillers to players, but be careful around the machines because they are equipped with a one-time alarm that goes off after being shot. So let me test it out. You'll be able to tell the difference between these vending machines because these are blue and look different than the traditional orange ones that are already in the game. Outside of training mode, these are only available on Miramar and are located in the arenas, casino, gas stations, motels, and commercial buildings around the map. Like my friends really needed another reason to drop at Picado. Next, we have a major gameplay update, and this is throwable melees, ammo, and health. Melee weapons are now stackable in your inventory and can be thrown at enemies. All throwables except for the pan have the same throwable distance and damage. Max distance for the machete, crowbar, and sickle is around 40 meters, while the pan is around 25. Again, for my basic test, there is a noticeable difference when throwing the pan. You have to aim a little bit higher and you have to be closer to your target, but the damage is considerable. In this clip, I was wearing a level 2 vest, and you can see the damage when hit directly in the chest. For some reason, in this test, my vest did not receive any damage, but when the pan was thrown at my level 2 helmet, it was severely damaged and only 48 armor remained. Players rejoice, and pan throwing challenges are already sweeping the streaming nation. Also, I forgot to include this, but for my test, throwables do not cause the gas cans to explode. As mentioned, you can also throw health and ammo to nearby teammates. You need to be within 15 meters, and this is what it looks like in-game. The system works by using the radio message system to request a specific item, and if a teammate nearby has said item, they will be prompted with the ability to throw it. If your inventory is full or the throw is blocked, the item will fall to the ground. This is really fun to do, but I'm not sure how functional this will end up being in-game. Lastly, this is going to be a little bit of a tongue twister, but there is a new community challenge involving collecting discs across all of the maps. While looting, you may notice a small box, so make sure you loot it and collect either a disc piece, a broken disc, or an old DVD, which will count towards the challenge. Of course, there are a few other changes to the game, UI improvements, and bug fixes, so if you want to know every little detail, I'll link the full patch notes down in the description below. To recap, I think many players were bummed to see that Miramar did not get fully remastered, but I still think an update to the map is not out of the question. The unfixed hay bales do give me some sense of hope. In my opinion, this is an amazing update and is still a massive undertaking by the developers. In addition to ledge grabbing, they've added a new throwing mechanic to the game, and the doors have been opened for more in-game objects like vending machines, not to mention possible future events like an official death race on Miramar. And while nothing of this sort has been mentioned yet, I would love to see something like this added into the game. There's so much potential in PUBG. I would love to see some fun driving modes eventually added into the game sometime in the future, but maybe I'm just being optimistic here. Anyways, definitely want to hear what you guys think about the update in the comments below. And as always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5 and peace out. Jeez, a beaut.